So, Mr. Aniket, welcome to the podcast. So, for our listeners who are meeting you for the first time,
Mhm.
how would you introduce yourself in one sentence or one word?
Uh, in one word, it would be an inquisitive learner, and in a sentence, it would be a musicpreneur, uh, a corp edu catalyst,
Mm,
right? Someone who's still trying to figure out what he's good at, but trying to contribute wherever he goes, wherever he tries to kind of give inputs.
mm,
So I mean, contributing remains the goal, right?
okay,
Wherever I touch, I want to make life easy for people.
yes,
I want to add some value to it.
still figuring out, but adding value, like doing experimenting other stuff.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yes,
because you learn a lot when you
yes.
experiment, right? And then you keep the positives out of it and forget the negatives. Simple.
You have had many roles like corporate leader, professor, researcher, TEDx speaker, and a musician.
Mhm.
When someone asks, "What do you really do?" What do you usually say?
So at heart, I'm a musician, I would say, right? Because people do not associate me with organizations, right? People do not associate me with teaching.
Mm,
People associate me with music, and that's the best thing which I've kind of been able to accomplish. So when they say that, okay, Aniket, you're probably into music, I don't correct them.
mm,
I keep it that way because it actually gives me a persona at least,
okay.
right? And I don't need to introduce myself from there, and I'm happy enough that something which I've kept with me
Mm,
since I was 8 years old
yes.
has stayed with me and has become one of my personality elements.
Okay, nice. Well, let's go back to your college days.
Hmm.
What kind of student were you?
In my first year, I was a very silent kind of a student, very serious,
Mm,
right? Someone whom you would hate in your batch, who would be very serious at studies. He would go in the morning to the library,
oh,
put in 1.5 hour before the lecture start. So I used to follow a very tight routine in my first year, right? And these mechanical engineering guys, 59 other boys, kind of opened me up. And by the time I reached my final year of my mechanical engineering, I was a changed individual. Wherein
okay,
I mean, I'd opened up a lot. I would say it changed a lot, right?
okay.
So it was an experience. It was a great journey.
Well, it's hard to believe that you were kind of introvert back then.
Yes, yes. I was an introvert. I must say that I was an introvert back then, and it's a very weird thing which even I don't realize myself. I am unable to accept that I was an introvert, but yes, that's a fact. Till the 10th standard, I was an introvert. 11th and 12th standard, I opened up a bit.
Okay.
Then engineering, I again went into a shell.
Mm,
By the fourth year, I opened up, and since then, it has been the extro side of it, right?
okay. Well, any memorable moment or funny story from your college life that shaped you or that you always remember?
One memorable moment would be one song, right? And at times, I don't know how many of you practice this, that okay, uh, I do thing X, so everything goes all right after doing that X every time. You kind of follow a ritual, right? Like Sachin used to follow some ritual. He used to use the old gloves or maybe old
Mm,
shoes. Everyone has some ritual. I had this ritual during my engineering days. I used to listen to a song by Shankar Mahadevan. It's called as Sapno Se Bhare Naina. So everyone would be probably revising stuff,
mm,
and I would be listening to that song on repeat. So you have a paper at 10 a.m. I would start listening to it at about 9:30, and
okay.
it would go on for 5 6 iterations. At times, the invigilator would kind of shout and say that, okay, Aniket, why are you not coming in? And I would say that I'm just finishing up this song and I'm coming in. I'm
Okay.
fine to lose 2 minutes of my paper. Why? Because I don't know, I started associating that ritual with the succeeding in a paper. So I never got a re-exam during my entire engineering tenure.
Yes.
So probably it worked for me.
It's completely opposite to me because before half an hour I am like, okay, this is remaining, this is remaining, lot of things are remaining. I'm very stressed out.
It actually helps you, I would say. I mean, it worked the other way for me. If you see, it used to keep my mind very, I would say, stable,
Hmm.
very blank, so that as soon as you get the question paper, you have a clean slate. So if you have studied,
Okay.
ideas start coming in, everything
Okay.
flows very smoothly, right?
Hmm.
But when you already have a lot of data in your mind, uh, it kind of throws you away, because when you have data and when you have questions, you are matching the columns. But
Hmm.
when one side is blank and one side you have question paper, you are actually writing your answers, right? So that's how it helps at times.
Yes. Well, did you ever imagine back then that you'll be doing lots of things like you are doing right now in future?
Not at all. So I mean, engineering was very focused into mechanical engineering. Then pursued my MBA back to back.
Hmm.
Uh, did my first job with IDFC First Bank. Back then, when I had joined IDFC First Bank, I used to think about 8 hours,
Hmm.
right? 9 to 5. Keep, why do I have to sit after 5, right? And if you ask me today, I don't get tired if after a 16-hour day, probably I'm able to stretch that long. While the subject matters keep changing. So,
Hmm.
first 4 hours of my day, probably I'm teaching somewhere. Next 8 hours of my day, probably I'm working. Then next 2 hours, probably I'm rehearsing in some studio, right?
Hmm.
Things keep changing, but I've been able to stretch that 8 hour span to a 16-hour span, and I enjoy my day every day, right? I mean, I enjoy what I do every day. That's what keeps driving me.
Nice. Well, you're now an assistant vice president at JPMorgan Chase. So, what does a normal day look like?
So I generally log in. I go to the office. I log in at about 12:31 ish, right? Uh, Before logging in, I make sure that I have a clean slate to work. So a day before, I clear out my emails. I decide my priorities for the next day, and it's on my mind. I don't write it, right?
Okay.
So that next day when I open my emails, I'll check if there's some burning issue, something needs to be prioritized, something came in overnight,
Hmm.
or whatever I had prioritized the earlier day, I
Hmm.
start working on it.
Okay.
Half of the day we have an overlap with our US teams, and half of the day we work alone.
Hmm.
So that's how the day looks like. Generally, I work on a lot of automation projects, wherein I have to be asking a lot of questions,
Hmm.
right questions at the right time to the right person,
Yes.
right? Uh, and kind of become a subject matter expert for a span of the project duration
Okay.
for that project, right? And then the process changes. Next day, new person, new questions, new subject matter. So I mean, that's something which is very creative about my job role. That's why I enjoy it, because I can learn,
Hmm.
and then I can unlearn, then I can again move into a new
Hmm.
process. So that
Nice.
gives the variety in.
Yes.
When you were talking about this things like 16 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever it is, how do you keep yourself away with the social media or the reels or these kind of distractions? And how do you keep up with your maintain the family and all? So I would say, see, family. If you ask me about family, right? You need to have a very supportive and an understanding partner,
Yes.
uh, and you need that clarity with that partner,
Yes.
right? If that partner is willing to support you, if that partner is in for your success, if
Hmm.
that partner kind of brings that comfort to you,
Hmm.
probably you're not doing it alone. Both of you are achieving it.
Yes.
It's not a one person's job, it's a two person, it's a family job, right? And how do I keep myself away from the distractions? I indulge into distractions, but I limit it, right? That okay, no, these many iterations I stop. Okay, see, keeping yourself away kind of creates a probability of you getting indulged into it more.
Hmm.
So maybe uh, it's like a sweet tooth, right? You have a craving for your sweet,
Yes.
have it and get it done. No,
Hmm.
if you keep craving, it will keep disturbing you, it will keep reducing your productivity, and you would neither be able to eat the sweet nor you would be able to do your work. So that's how I do it.
Well, you work on automation, agentic systems, workflow transformation. Can you explain these terms in few words, like simple one?
So automations are essentially mimicking humans,
Yes.
uh, and that too only rule based repetitive tasks,
Yes.
right? That's RPA for you. Okay, I am responsible for creating future state process maps
Hmm.
of how would a process look like when a bot replaces a human being.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's RPA. When you bring in agentic,
Hmm.
agent an agent is a bot with a persona.
Yes.
That's how you understand an agent.
Hmm.
It has got a few characteristics. It will behave in a particular way based on how you train it.
Hmm.
right? That's where your entire artificial intelligence piece comes in. So that's how I'll put it.
Okay. Well, you won the JPMC DEI Championship Award, like you
Hmm.
mentioned, and the Impact Award from the CEO.
Hmm.
So, what do these recognitions mean to you?
I would say these are just milestones, right?
Okay.
And more to come.
Okay.
These are kind of good reminders that you need to keep doing what you're doing,
Uh,
right? A very simple thing which I've realized in a very short span of 5 plus 6 years is, uh, if you're making someone's life easy,
hmm.
and if you're approachable, if you are willing to stretch, go out of the way for someone,
Hmm.
you'll always do well in your profession.
Yes.
Rest everything is learnable, manageable, but managing people equations is the most difficult job
Yes.
for anyone. And in books, people write it as stakeholder management and keep writing very complex definitions about it. A very simple definition of stakeholder management is make someone's life easy.
Yes. And these kind of awards also motivate you, like
Yes,
to
absolutely,
do. Yes.
absolutely.
And how do you balance technical skills with people skills in such a demanding, like, corporate environment?
See, as far as technical skills are concerned, if you ask me about coding, I don't know about A, B, C, D of coding, right? But I know logic. I I try to develop a conceptual and a fundamental understanding of technical stuff when
Hmm.
I'm looking at very tech oriented kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
I just try to understand how the system works, how
Huh.
things flow from point A to point B to the end,
Yes.
right? That's how I handle technical,
Yes.
right? And I'm very blunt on the face of the person that okay, I am not good at coding, I'm not good at technical stuff, but I understand how this works,
Okay.
and if there is a problem I can solve it,
Hmm.
right? Even if you are able to kind of convince the person on the other front about all these elements, I think you're doing a good job out there.
I guess convincing the opposite person is kind of a difficult job.
Mm-hmm. It is, but you need to give all those instances,
Yes.
right? If you have those instances, and you don't need to convince, people speak for you.
Hmm.
It's simple. I mean, with stakeholder management, your stakeholders will come and speak for you. You don't need to speak for yourself.
Yes. So, you teach subjects like manufacturing processes and TQM at NMIMS. So, what do you enjoy most about teaching?
It's a vested interest, I would say. I get to interact with about 300 plus 400 plus students a year. It gives me 400 plus opportunities to learn, and that's the vested interest I have. And I get 400 friends added to my list, right? Which are available at a phone away, at a message away.
Yes.
What else do you want? And once once you guide them, once they do well in their lives,
Hmm.
you kind of find it, feel it like your own success. So what else do you need? So in my class there are no studies which happen. There are conversations which take place.
Okay.
We
Huh.
do not study. We have conversations. We have conversations around academics. So there are concepts which I blend into my conversations, but they are only conversations
Okay.
which stick with them, right? So
Yes.
that they can reproduce it, they can stay with them for life.
Yes.
So that's the style, that's the pedagogy of teaching which I
Hmm.
follow.
Well, students often say you build strong personal connections. So, what is your approach inside the classroom? Like, I heard about you, like you converse with them, but is there any specific approach? Like, do you?
See, first of all, ice breaking, right?
Hmm.
uh, you should be approachable. People should be willing to share their personal side with you. And I mean, there would be a few people who may object that okay, no, as a teacher how can you ask personal stuff? No, you are a very major element in their life. You are impacting their life, you're
Yes.
guiding them. If you want to deliver something to a person, you need to know about his problems. Otherwise, you won't be able to deliver, right? So we try to create that comfort zone. We joke around, we
Yes.
go for coffee breaks, we
Oh,
go for, I mean, we go for birthday parties, maybe,
oh,
right? So, I mean, when I am in the class, I'm a professor. And when I'm outside the class,
yeah.
I'm just like an elder brother to them, or just like
Okay.
a friend whom they can call up at any point of time.
Okay.
And not only my subjects,
Hmm.
right? I tell them, you get doubts in any subject, just call me up, I'll
Okay.
solve it for you.
So during this journey, was there any moment like any student surprised you or taught you something valuable?
One moment which kind of has stuck with me is one of the students cried in my lectures
Right?
uh, due to kind of me giving. So I mean, in a teacher's life also there are moments wherein if a class is not under control, you
Hmm.
have to go to the other side and kind of tell them that how difficult it is to deliver.
Yes.
Secondly, how important it is to be grateful for what you have, right? So it kind of moved his perspective around life, and it aligned him to life, right? And then that student started coming to me for mentorship, that okay sir, please stay in touch with me, I need your guidance from here on. I'll keep calling you, that's my responsibility. But and he was the most notorious of all, right?
Okay.
So it was a kind of a transformation for
Hmm.
him in his journey, which moved me a lot and which gives you that kind of satisfaction when you teach,
Yes.
right? So that's
Well, you have delivered seven TEDx talks till now, I guess,
yes.
and the eighth one is on the way. And so, what inspires you to do TEDx or?
Interactions, human interactions, I mean, that's what kind of interests me the most.
Acha.
uh, I'm able to give a head start to someone else
Hmm.
with my experiences,
Okay.
so that when they come across such experiences, such problems, they get a first mover advantage, they know
Okay.
how to deal with it, right?
Hmm.
So I try to bringing those instances, and when I am writing these talks, I go back into my past, and it kind of gives me also references about
Okay.
what I have forgotten,
Hmm.
right? So it's an enlightening process for both the listeners and for the creator as well.
Okay. Well, so what has been the most life-changing TEDx experience for you? I guess you shared with me like in your first TEDx.
My first TEDx,
Uh,
yes, that has been the life changing experience.
mm.
I delivered my first TEDx with Technical Gurji being one of my fellow TEDx speakers.
Oh, nice.
So which is a big achievement,
Yes.
right? And after that there have been multiple TEDx talks. I did one TEDx talk where I shared stage with Mahesh Kali ji.
Oh, nice.
I did it for TEDx COEP in Pune. So these are a couple of experiences which kind of give you a validation that okay, whatever small things you're doing, they're
Hmm.
working in the right direction for you, right? So
Yes.
that's how it is.
Nice. And how do you usually prepare for a TEDx stage? Like it is a big thing, you know.
First of all, in 2017 I failed bad because I had mugged up my first TEDx speech, which is
Okay.
a bad thing to do. I realized it only when I did it on the stage. I I was able to talk for about 6 7 minutes, and then I got blank. It
Okay.
got blacked out for me. So since then, I try to remember a few keywords, a few themes.
And like any rituals or
Nah,
personal habits?
nothing,
Nothing.
nothing, nothing.
Like you
Uh,
used to do in
Before
before
my
exam.
performances, I follow this habit that I don't eat much.
Okay.
So I may not eat anything for the entire day when I'm performing in the evening.
Okay.
I do it at times. It
Okay.
brings in the best in me, I believe so. So, but that's, I mean, that's more of a ritual. Nowadays, I haven't been following it much because kind of confidence has probably taken over, right? But I do it at times.
Okay. Well, you are a part of Bolly ensemble band and you are the lead vocalist of that band.
Correct.
So, how did music enter into your life? How did you join this band? And
So, music I've been pursuing when I was 8, and
okay,
I'm 31 now. So it's been 23 years that I've been pursuing music. Have been playing keyboard for these all these uh, 23 years. I've been singing since 2012. So about 12 13 years of vocal singing as well.
okay,
How I formed this band was I met Puneet Lotia, my guitarist of the band, in 2017 during one of the radio shows,
okay,
right? And that's where we developed a very good bond amongst me and him. And then we kept on talking, kept on interacting. We did a few jamming sessions and all, right?
mm,
And then our ideologies were very similar. Very, I mean, he's a very grounded musician as well, very good musician and a grounded musician, which is rare to find these
oh,
days.
yes,
And we had this idea that we are here to stay. We are
mm,
not here to kind of have a fame for 3 months and then disappear. We are
okay,
here to stay for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
Longer time.
Whether we do 2 shows a year, that's fine, but do 2 good shows, right?
Hmm.
That's how we do it. So then Puneet brought in a lot of musicians with him.
Yes.
We have a drummer, his name is Harsh Parmar. He is a prodigy.
Hmm.
He is about 21, 22 years old, and he plays the drums. He's just insane. We have Pritesh on the bass guitars, and we have Akshay Kavale on keyboards. So he has played a lot with Z Marathi as a keyboard player.
Oh.
So it's a very rich musical group,
Hmm.
which keeps it simple.
Okay.
And I mean, they enjoy the music. We enjoy the process of performing on the
Nice.
whole. So yes, that's how it has been.
So, do music and creativity help you in your corporate or teaching role?
Yeah, it does, because it kind of teaches you to take risks,
Okay.
right? It teaches you that probably perfection isn't everything,
Yes.
right? Special moments happen when there is no perfection.
Hmm.
When your voice breaks, probably that is the moment it connects the most with the audience,
Hmm.
right? So there is a scope for improvement at every point of time for an artist. None of the artists you'll meet who truly is an artist, right,
Hmm.
will say that okay, I have made it all, I know everything,
Yes.
right? You can't have that kind of an attitude when you are an artist. You need to
Yes.
keep learning every day from everyone.
Yes.
छोटों से सीखो, बड़ों से सीखो. You keep learning from everyone. That's how you kind of become a better artist and a better person.
Hmm. So, if you were not doing what you do today, like I'm talking about the corporate part, so would music be your full time career?
Absolutely, it is going to be my full time career any day I get a chance to make it
Okay.
big. I don't think so. I'll be able to continue with the other fields because that is my inner calling, I believe so. But I'm still waiting for that opportunity while I
Okay.
continue to contribute to the field in whatever way I can.
Okay. Well, congratulations. You recently got married.
Hmm.
Well, how has life changed after your marriage?
I mean, when people ask me, I tell them that it hasn't changed much,
Hmm.
right? But that's not a fact. That's an outcome, right?
Hmm.
It hasn't changed much, but there have been a lot of modifications in terms of getting used to each other, supporting one another in whatever we do, right? Trying to ask the right questions at the right time,
Yes.
trying to take a stand for each other, right?
Hmm.
It's a very organic kind of a friendship which we are into, I would say.
Okay.
And we have been following all friendship norms so far. So I mean, that's how I define it. It's a beautiful friendship.
So, are you saying this because you're afraid or like really?
No, no, it stands for itself,
Okay. Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. So, what is one thing that inspires you about your partner?
One thing which inspires me about my partner is if she wouldn't have been in my journey, if she wouldn't have stepped into my journey, probably I wouldn't have been so motivated to do whatever I'm doing today, right?
Okay.
She has kind of brought in good fortune
Hmm.
plus a lot of positive energy,
Nice.
which has helped me boost myself and kind of achieve which probably I would not have achieved
Okay.
in the past
So,
6 7 months. So
how
that's
does
the
she
change.
support you, like in balancing so many
So see,
roles?
one is she keeps me grounded,
Okay.
which is the most important
Yes.
thing, right? You need someone in your house to uh, pat on your back
Hmm.
and slap on your face, both,
Hmm.
right? She does both of those things to me
Yes.
so that I at least stay what I am. I
Yes.
should not lose my persona, right? So she gives me a real. That's
Okay.
how I'll put it.
Okay. And well, you work at the intersection of humans and AI. Like, I don't know. So, how do you see the future of human AI collaboration?
So it happens to be a research area for me. I'm pursuing my PhD
Hmm.
currently. Uh, the outcome which I want to achieve is humans should always have an upper hand, right?
Okay.
In terms of collaborating with AI.
Hmm.
I mean, because eventually we have created AI. AI hasn't created humans, right? We believe in that fact. So there will be a human intervention required. We just need to make sure that how are we keeping ourselves relevant in the entire process.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what life value or mindset has helped you the most so far in your journey?
Mindset which has helped me in my journey, I would say keep learning, never say no, which is something which is a reverse of what I used to do in 2019 during my first job, right? I used to run away from work after 5, but I don't know when this change has come, but I never say no to things. You
Okay,
bring me an opportunity, I'll take it up, I'll execute it somehow.
okay,
I never say no to any opportunity which comes in. Reason being, I value that because someone's inviting me and someone else is not being invited.
hmm.
So I value that opportunity like that.
Okay. Well, people only see your achievements. So, what are the challenges behind your achievements? Would you like to address them?
Challenges behind my achievements are at times emotions drive an artist,
Yes.
right? And an artist gets too emotional.
Hmm.
Uh, so as a human being, I'm very emotional about my art, about whatever I do, right?
Hmm.
So that is one of the problems which I face, right? Because I'm high on emotions, and people who
Okay.
are high on emotions generally do not end up uh, at good positions in the corporate. So
Yes.
that is another problem or dilemma which I'm trying to solve about myself, that okay, how long can I survive here being such an emotional guy, because I do the right thing, uh, whatever it may be. I mean, I stand by the right. I do not get into diplomacy, I do
Okay.
not get into trying to please someone and to get your things done.
Hmm.
I do my thing the right way,
Okay.
and then leave everything to the situations,
Okay.
which is not a good practice to have based on how many people I have interacted with. But if I lose that practice, I'll lose my persona, so that's why I continue to do that practice.
Especially in corporate, you have to be diplomatic.
Exactly, that's what people say, but I'm not.
Yes.
Yes.
So, if you could give one simple advice to our students or young professionals who are watching this, what would it be?
One simple advice would be identify the one skill you are good at,
Hmm.
try to master it,
Okay.
and do it every day, because eventually when you'll get paid for what you do,
Hmm.
right, uh, you should have that drive to keep doing it every day when you wake up in the morning.
Yes.
Money will be sufficient, you'll get lots of money, everything will keep happening, those all would be transactions. But if you don't enjoy what you do, I don't think it is going to make you happy.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to drive yourself from there. So whenever I wake up every day, I wake up with some goal. I do only things which I enjoy,
Okay.
which keeps me active for 16 hours. That's the 16-hour active mantra, I would say, that uh, I do things which I love. That's why I am able to do those things.
You said identify one thing. I guess that identifying part is the most difficult one.
Absolutely, it's the most difficult because uh, we live in our own world,
Yes.
right? Absolutely. So you're driven by so many perspectives, if you see, right? 10 people coming and saying 10 different things to you. They
Yes.
keep changing your perspectives. They keep changing your variables in the equation,
Yes.
right? Your dependent variable is the same. Your independent variables x1, x2, x3, x4 keep changing because people keep bringing different things to the table.
Yes.
Now you need to figure out which of these variables to consider and what is noise and what is not noise. That's how you should be looking at it, and that's how you apply mathematics into your life, probably.
So, what's next for you, like professionally or like personally? What are you looking for in
I would say
future?
I don't know, but I want to keep challenging the status quo. That's one. I want to keep standing by the right things. I want to keep helping people out. I want to do music. I want to pursue it. I want to make it big. I want to pass on all the music I have to as many people as possible.
Okay.
I don't know how it will be possible, but I'll keep making those small attempts to continue and do it.
Well, some rapid fire questions are there,
Yes.
like
Let's go.
one word or one
Okay.
word answers.
Okay.
So, if you could sing one song perfectly forever, which one would it be?
It would be Mitwa by Shankar Mahadevan.
Okay. So, one word your wife would use to describe you.
Crazy.
Okay. Stage or classroom?
Stage.
Okay. Mumbai street food or fine dining?
Fine dining.
Okay. Music or automation?
Music.
Okay. What's the weirdest compliment someone has given you?
Weirdest compliment someone has given me. I don't remember compliments that well. I have no answer to that.
Okay, okay. If your life was a movie, what would the title be?
A struggling guy trying to find what he's good at.
Acha. Well, who says sorry first? You or your wife?
Wife.
If you could instantly master one instrument, which one would it be?
It would be the sitar.
Okay. Sitar. One of my friends, his grandfather is a very good sitarist.
Hmm.
I am not able to remember his name. Okay. If people want to follow your journey, your TEDx talks, music, academic work, where can they find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn. Uh, Everywhere the handle is AJ Musician Live. They can find me on LinkedIn. They can find me on Instagram.
Okay.
Not there on YouTube much because it requires a lot of effort. It's time demanding, which I don't have. So LinkedIn and Instagram, I would say.
Okay. I guess we are done with the podcast. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Bye.
We had a great time.
Thanks. Done.